This essay is dedicated to Christina, who introduced me to this show a week before finals started. 10 out of 10 timing. May my GPA rest in peace.
Are we still sisters?
Nothing is ever going to change that.
Arcane is spectacular. If you haven't already watched it, please give the first act a chance. You'll either get hooked by the sharp writing, the gorgeous animation, or a combination of both. But I want to direct my praise towards the soundtrack despite my general disdain for Imagine Dragons. Enemy fits right in with the rest of their discography of generic, inoffensive radio rock, but it actually works on multiple levels in Arcane. The instrumentation fits with the show's steampunk aesthetic, the lyrics gain more meaning with each passing episode, and most importantly, it's catchy as hell. I can complain about Imagine Dragons until I'm blue in the face, but I will concede that they have mastered writing earworms. Enemy also touches on one of the show's major themes of duality, albeit indirectly. At first glance, the line, "Oh the misery, everybody wants to be my enemy," seems unsubstantial and obnoxiously self-deprecating. It's childish, but that childishness is fitting because it reflects Violet's mindset during Act 1. She's angry at the world's injustices, and her anger is valid, but Zaun's unfair living conditions aren't malicious in nature. Zaun is the result of Piltover's intense indifference. But when you're a kid, everything feels like a personal attack because you don't have a full grasp of situational nuance. To understand the world through a black and white binary is to have a juvenile mindset. Reality is messier and richer than the good versus evil narrative our brains like to construct. It's a false dichotomy, and false dichotomies are inherently false. There's no such thing as a real binary because human beings have access to infinite choices. So if a character ever says, "I didn't have a choice," they're more than likely an antagonist.
There is always a choice.
Nothing is more dangerous than someone who operates with an either-or mindset, and Vander learned this lesson the hard way. War presumes that it's a kill-or-be-killed world, and some of the victims of Vander's rebellion were Violet and Powder's parents. While Zaun's other citizens want to fight against Piltover's oppression, Vander understands the consequences of violence, and he tries to imbue this wisdom to Vi. Both of them are brawlers, but Vander only fights when all other options have been exhausted. And even in his final moments, he chooses to protect Violet instead of seeking vengeance against Silco. Vander's message doesn't fully get through to Vi, though, so pairing her up with Caitlyn in Acts 2 and 3 is a stroke of pure brilliance. Caitlyn's mother is a counselor, so she grew up privileged and sheltered, but she doesn't behave like an entitled heiress. She wants to believe that the systems in place will preserve justice, hence why she became an enforcer despite the job's inherently lower social status. But justice is yet another false dichotomy. It presumes there's a definitive right and wrong, and while that's sometimes the case, there are no easy answers for the conflict between Piltover and Zaun. The cities are in a parasitic relationship. One cannot exist without the other. But Vi and Caitlyn's connection transcends this divide. They should be oil and water, but they're exceptionally compatible. Love and compassion can be powerful solvents. Every character grapples with a false dichotomy of their own in the first season. Heimerdinger distrusts all forms of magic, Victor attempts to conquer death, but Marcus's struggle is particularly noteworthy to me. In Act 1, he's a young, brash, arrogant enforcer who doesn't understand why his superior would work with people from the Undercity.
You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot to bury. And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
I have suffered through my fair share of collegiate writing workshops, so conceited and one-dimensional law enforcement characters are a particular pet peeve of mine. But Marcus is more than he seems. After he's promoted to sheriff, he realizes why his commanding officer operated the way she did. He isn't necessarily likable, but he is sympathetic, and I felt bad when he died, which is a testament to the excellence of Arcane's writing. Keeping in line with the show's fascination with duality, Enemy's chorus also applies to Powder once Silco adopts her. Though Silco genuinely loves his daughter, his influence is insidious because he grooms Jinx to see the world exactly as he does.
Have you forgotten how she left you? Who found you? Who cared for you? Gave you a home? I am your family. Everyone else betrays us.
Manipulative people gain and keep power by crafting scenarios that limit their victims' choices. The reason we all collectively hate the trolley problem is because it's the theoretical equivalent of what psychological abuse looks like. No matter what choice you make, you lose. We are not trolleys restricted to rails, but under Silco's influence, Jinx views everyone as an enemy, and she doesn't want her sister's sympathy. The tea party scene is the culmination of these themes and ideas. Jinx presents Vi with a choice that adheres to a strict binary. You can have Powder back if you kill Caitlyn. Vi refuses to choose, the situation escalates, and Jinx ends up killing Silco.
Don't cry. You're perfect.
Perfection is just a synonym for stagnation, and love in its healthiest and purest form demands growth from its participants. Everyone wants to be loved unconditionally, but we shouldn't condone certain behaviors, and if you can't tell someone you love no, then that relationship is probably toxic in one way or another. Vi will always love her sister, but Jinx is past the point of no return. Powder is gone, and the girl who took her place has become the out-of-control trolley, wreaking havoc on the world.